Time now for Better Money, and we're talking 401ks. Joel Johnson has some thoughts on what to do with them after you've left a job behind. He's a certified financial planner and managing partner at Johnson-Brunetti. Thank you for being here.
Great to be back.
So sometimes people leave and then they wonder, what do I do with my old 401k? Do I just leave it there?
Yeah, as a general rule, Kara, when you leave an employer, you want to take that 401k with you and either roll it over into the new employer or roll it over into an IRA, which is what we're talking about today. It usually doesn't make sense to just leave that 401k behind.
So that's, these are the choices. The choice one would be that you were leaving your assets in your previous employer's plan, as you just mentioned, but that's not something you really want to do in most cases.
In most cases. There's a few exceptions to that. One might be if you have some account in that old employer's plan. It's just not available anywhere else.
Okay.
Like a safe account where you could get 4 or 5 or 6% interest or something like that. Most of those are gone. It's pretty rare. But every once in a while, we as financial planners will find somebody with a 401k and we'll say, hey, let's leave that alone, or we might do a partial rollover. But most people, again, should roll the money over.
All right, so choice two, roll over the assets to a new employer's workplace savings account if you're allowed. That's if you're going to take a new job.
That's correct. So if you take a new job, you can roll the money from your old 401k and your old job into the new job. And the reason to do this is, one, it's just simpler. It's simpler to keep track of one pocket of money than it is 2 different pockets of money. And also the investment options are easier to make sure that you're not duplicating investment options, because sometimes mutual funds invest in the same stuff, but they don't have the same names. You've got 2 different plans. You've got a lot of overlap and so on. So option number 2 is to actually not leave it in the plan, but roll it over into the new employer's plan.
Choice 3, cash out or withdraw the funds. Can you do that?
You can do that. It's a really bad idea. First of all, if you cash out or withdraw the funds, they're going to do mandatory withholding of 20%. And so they're going to automatically withhold for taxes. They're required by federal law to do that. Secondly, if you're under 59.5, you're going to pay a penalty to do that. You're going to pay a 10% penalty to withdraw the funds. Some plans it's 55, but be real careful of cashing out. That is your retirement money. You put that away while you were working. Try at all costs to leave that in some type of retirement account.
All right, you want to move perhaps the assets into a rollover IRA or a Roth IRA.
Correct. This is the choice that makes sense for most people. You take that money in the old 401k, you do a tax-free rollover into a IRA because you have more flexibility and more control. That could be a traditional IRA where it's all pre-tax, or maybe it's a Roth IRA where it becomes tax-free money. That depends on the individual situation, but what I want people to remember from this segment is the words flexibility and control. When you put that money into your own IRA, you're no longer subject to the rules of the old employers. You have maximum flexibility and control on the investment options and the ways you can withdraw that money.
If you're sounding, well, how do I do that, or you need some help, that's what Joel Johnson and his team does. You can email any of your questions, set up a meeting with them. It's bettermoney@wfsb.com.
We love to get the email questions. We'll answer specific questions through email or even have a phone conversation with our viewers.
All righty, Joel, thank you so much. That's Better Money.